Sunshine and Country. Right now what we're doing is planting some Victoria rhubarb. There's 2 plants in here. It says full sun, plant in full sun, 3 to 4 feet spacing, and that's about it. I mean, it says the plant size is about, it doesn't make any sense. It says 1 inch, but I know it's bigger than that. When they're grown, they're about this size, folks. So I'd say about, what would you say, Mai? 2-3 feet?
Yeah.
And they have huge leaves, because I've grown these before. Sometimes these instructions on the back can be a little misleading if you've never grown the plant before. So anyways, once again, harvest time is late spring to fall, and with the rhubarb you just eat the stems, you don't eat the leaves. So when you harvest them, you'll want to cut off the stalks, and you'll want to pull off the leaf, all the leaf part, and discard of it. You can make pies, jellies, jams, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things. It's usually a pretty hardy plant here in Zone 7. So here's one of the roots. It's a good sized root. The other one's kind of puny. But there is 2 roots in the bag, like they said. So I'm going to put one of them in one hole. Need to dig it a little bit bigger. I will not be backfilling with this poor clay soil. Oh, look, there's a worm. I guess he's enjoying it. But I won't be backfilling with that soil. I might mound it up around down here because this is on a hill. And you don't have to plant rhubarb on a hill. You can plant them anywhere as long as it's full sun. I might put some of the dirt back on just around the top to hold this looser soil in. And you want to always, when you plant something, you want to press down on the soil to compact it. And that's why you see when we planted the trees, we'd walk around and kind of pat it down with our feet, because you don't want to leave it open for air to get in there, too much air. And also you want to make sure you have a good amount of soil and everything, and you don't want it to wash away. If you don't pack it down, it can wash away a lot easier. So I'm just putting this on the outskirts of it, kind of just to keep it from washing away. Normally I probably wouldn't do that, and I'm putting a little mulch, little pine needles over it. But normally I wouldn't put any of the old dirt back in on it. Not that you couldn't, but it's just, it gives it a better start if you give it better dirt. And as you go around and you use better dirt to plant things, you're actually enriching your soil all around your property. So don't worry about it if you can't like go around and make all of your soil, you know, the most perfect planting soil you've ever had. If you live in a place long enough, just planting and growing things and adding, every time you plant, add good soil or good potting mix, you know, enrich it with some manure or something. Over time you will find that your property will become the ground will become much richer and better for planting. So that's one of them. Now you gotta find a little puny spot. So according to this thing, they need to be 3 feet apart. But I will tell you this right now, they don't have to be 3 feet apart. I'm just going to plant it right here next to it because I've grown these enough that I know. And last time I had like 4 of these, and I planted them one right next to the other, and I never had any problems. So, pull this back over here. Okay. Good luck. He does look like a strong little fella though. Last time I grew these up against our house. So this will be the first time I've grown them in this situation on a hill, kind of on a hill with, you know, nothing behind them. Not too much dirt. Pack it down. Pack it down. And then just put this dirt kind of over it to keep from letting our good dirt wash away. And get some of this mulchy stuff here. Sound like I said mochi, like those desserts my mom made. Alright, and that's all there is to it. And I'll come back and give some updates on some of these plants as they start growing and everything. Unless for some odd reason something happens and they don't. But anyways, thanks for tuning in and have a sunshiny day, folks. Hi everyone. So a little bit about rhubarb. I have my puppy in here. He'll probably whine and want to get down in a minute, but this is Samson. See, I knew he would, but he didn't want to be in the other room with my husband. He wanted to come in here with me. But rhubarb is a perennial vegetable. It's famous for its tart flavor, its pinkish green stalks, and it grows really well in zone 6 to 10. And let's see. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, that you only eat the stalks, you don't eat the leaves. The stalks have a rich tart flavor. The leaves of the rhubarb are poisonous, so be sure that you do not ingest it. Rhubarb is easy to grow, but needs cool weather to thrive. What's wonderful about rhubarb is that it will produce for many years, 5 or more years when you plant it. And for that reason, you know, rhubarb should be planted in a bed of its own in a corner somewhere of your garden where it can grow undisturbed. Before planting, you want to eliminate all the weeds, which we did the best we could. It's best to plant in the fall or in the winter when the temperatures are below 75, between 40 and 75. Plant 1 year rhubarb crowns. My puppy. Come here, puppy. As soon as the ground is workable, you can go ahead and plant them. Rhubarbs can also be planted in the fall after dormancy has set in. You want to dig a big enough hole that your rhubarb plant can be planted pretty deep down in there. They usually should be planted 4 feet apart, but I never plant mine that far. I maybe plant like a foot apart. I can move them later if I need to. Rhubarb, let's see, it says it likes compost, rotting manure, organic matter, which we use like potting soil, any of that. It said rhubarbs are heavy feeders and need organic matter. Don't add any fertilizer to it when you're first planting it in the first year of growth. Hold on, let me check my puppy. Okay, he's laying down. course, you need to mulch it, and mulch it with straw or any kind of mulch will do. It needs to make sure it gets watered well during the summer. And you can dig up the roots every 4 or 5 years and separate them and divide them when they're dormant and plant them for new plants. You don't want to harvest any of the stalks in the first year until the plant can become established. When you're going to harvest them, you will grab them by the base of the plant down here. They're kind of like celery, and then you just want to either cut it, or you can kind of wiggle it and break it off, but grab it down low and then break it off. After you harvest, the stem may die back. Just remove the debris, and it'll grow more leaves later on. Red rhubarb varieties vary, which are more tender, including the Valentine, Crimson, Cherry, and Canadian Red. I guess those tend to be more tender. You can use them for pies and cakes, and to make syrups, and to make jellies and jams, and just all kinds of things. No puppy, no puppy. You can also cook with them. You can make stir fries and stuff. So rhubards are, you can also make pudding with them, and different types of desserts like we mentioned. You can also preserve it. It's low in cholesterol, keeps the body cleansed, and offers a good source of dietary fiber. It's got vitamin C, vitamin K, calcium, potassium, and more. Who knew such a beautiful plant could contain so many health benefits? So if you haven't planted rhubarb, go see if you can find some rhubarb at one of your stores, like big box stores like Lowe's, or maybe even a co-op, or you might find them at a nursery. I got mine from Tractor Supply store, but the last ones I got at a co-op out near where we used to live. So yeah, go out and get you some rhubarb. Try it out. Have a great day. Sunshiny day, and we will see you tomorrow.